I realise, like me, you probably take a long time capturing your footage and making sure that it's at the best quality that you can shoot it at. And therefore using a video effect, such as blurring, does seem counterproductive to your workflow. However, you can use blur as an effect in a creative way, not just to blur the whole image, but also, as we'll see during this tutorial, certain elements within your video. Well, they can be blurred whilst other parts remain sharp, dependent on the type of blur filter that you use. Now, actually kind of contradictory to what I've just been talking about in terms of blur, as I've just referenced sharpening an image, let's look at that first. I'll come down to my video effects folder and open up this category here, blur and sharpen, so you can see immediately Adobe regards these two types of filter to be complementary. And as you can see, once I open this folder up, there are quite a number of each of those different types, some blur and some sharpen. Admittedly, the vast majority are blur, but we'll start with a sharpen effect. This one pretty much down at the bottom, the penultimate one, so I'll left click on sharpen and drag it over and drop it onto our clip. Consequently, within our effect controls panel, we now see this sharpen effect implemented. And as you can see by default, it's brought in at quite a low level, the sharpen amount there being 9, and maybe that's my advice really. Keep your sharpen amount to be fairly low. I know that's not always possible, but in this case I don't really need to drag it too far to the right. As you can see, if I take this up to 45, then perhaps it's a little bit too much. And in fact, if I come over here to my program monitor, see here where it says quarter. Well, this indicates that upon playback, what you will see in the program monitor will be quarter resolution, i.e. quarter quality. Well, for our purposes, I'm going to take this up to full. So later, if I do play this back, at least I'll see the effect this sharpen amount has on this clip in full resolution. By the way, regardless of what you've got this set to, full, quarter or half, when not in playback mode, the still frame that you see will be at full quality. That's why sometimes you see it flick around between the very sharp version of it and a more softer version. Anyway, as I say, I wouldn't take this too far to the right, this sharpen amount. Pretty much right across here, close to 100, will probably be too much. So I'll reduce it. Now I'm giving this advice. Of course I can't see your footage, so you are going to have to experiment with this. But if you remember, less is more, you probably won't go wrong. Okay, so that's the sharpen effect. Now I can either click in here to deactivate it, or if I want to completely remove it, right click and run down to clear. Okay, so that's sharpening your video,